Hey everyone, my name is Alex Bennett. I am the Director of Athletic Performance at the PGA Tour's Performance Center. Today I'm going to take you through one of the most important muscles in the human body when it comes to rotational sports, and that is your glute medius. I'm going to give you exercises. We're going to start with basic exercises to work your way up through. This is a great routine just to throw in. This would be a great warm-up before you go play. If you feel like you struggle a lot with loading your hip, lateral stability, if you get knee pain while you play, hip pain while you play, even ankles. This is one of the main stabilizers for your hip, knee, and ankle. So it's a very important muscle. This is one of those muscles too. We've had a lot of people come through the Performance Center, go through our assessment, and 9 times out of 10, they're not using it right. This all has to do with our daily life, whether we sit in an office all day, we travel a lot, we don't move laterally a lot, we're very linear people. So it's a very important muscle for us to really focus on in the gym, focus on pre-round, throw into our strength routines. Like I said, throw these routines in during the week. They'll help a lot. You're gonna see your compound lifts go up. You're gonna see your lateral stability go up. And the most important, it's gonna translate to your sport, whether that be pickleball, tennis, golf, baseball, whatever rotational sport you play, it's gonna translate to your sport. You're gonna feel that difference in stability. If you're someone that feels like they're strong, but they don't generate that speed and that power to their club, their racket, their bat, whatever it may be, when it comes to their sport, this is going to be something that you really want to focus on in the gym. Cue this up before you go into your compound lifts, before you go into your squats, your deadlifts, whatever it may be. This is one of those muscles that you cannot focus on enough, especially when it comes to your routine beforehand. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Like I always say, if you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I'll do my best to get around to them. But like I said, we're going to start easy and work our way up through the harder stuff. This is something though, like I said, you can run through as a warm-up, you can treat as a routine. Either way, it's gonna be very beneficial for you. So this first exercise, we're just gonna do a clamshell, but we're gonna do a little different variation. So we're gonna be in a straight line here with our body, shins 90 degrees. We're gonna go up and we're gonna do a 5-second hold. We're gonna do 5 reps of this. So you're just kind of counting out 5 Mississippis, come back down, lift that up. What I want you to see is that my hips aren't opening. I'm not using my upper body. I'm just feeling that glute work. You're gonna feel that side of your glute really fire here. If you're not feeling the side of your glute, you can kick the legs even further behind. It's gonna help you get that tension further back. A lot of you people that are hip flexor dominant, you're gonna feel a lot of hip flexor. You're gonna feel up here in this quad, this vastus lateralis, which likes to kind of fake a lot of our lateral stability. It's important to have that strong. It's one of the most active muscles when it comes to any type of rotational sport where you're unloading and rotating your hips. But without that support from the glute medius, you're just gonna be very unstable. You're gonna have a lot of slide, a lot of shift. You're not gonna have that rotation where you really can push up out of the ground and generate force. So it's so important to have this balance, that muscle out. I think that was 5 there. Then we're gonna switch sides here. We're gonna go through the same thing. And you're gonna feel one side weaker than the other. And that's why doing one side at a time is so important. And the move we do after this is gonna be a little more advanced version of this move. We're gonna add the foot to the ground. If you followed my channel a long time, you know I love exercises that make the foot really interact with the ground. There is no sport. Well, there are sports, I guess, where your foot's not really interacting with the ground if you're an F1 driver or something like that. But for the sake of our channel here, there's not many sports I cater to that your foot does not need to interact with the ground in an efficient manner. I'm really feeling this glute here. My left glute is definitely a little weaker, but it's important to notice those differences so you can kind of pay attention to them when you're going through your routines, going through your programs. If you have injuries pop up, you might go, hey, it's weird, my left knee's kind of bothering me. I've noticed that my left glute's a little weaker, whatever that may be. We actually just had a guy come through the Performance Center, go through an assessment. He was complaining about he's had left knee pain for a long time. Pretty much he's a very in shape individual, didn't pass everything in the assessment obviously, but nothing that would stand out. So we took him over, we did some swing catalyst work, came to find out he was keeping a lot of weight, the majority of his weight, in the ball of his foot through impact as he was rotating over that knee. Obviously, that's not very safe for his knee to have that much weight in the ball of his foot because it's locking his tibia down. He's not able to really rotate through and get into that glute medius, use his internal and external range of motion that he has in his hip, which he had plenty. Typically we see people with knee pain, they don't have much internal rotation in their hip, and they're trying to get that internal rotation from somewhere else, and it's usually the knee or the ankle. But this happened to be the case where we really looked at that foot tracing and realized that his heat map, he had about 80% of his weight in the ball of his foot through impact, which we want to see more of that. We want to see about 60% in the heel at that stage of the swing when we were looking at the swing catalyst. So there's a lot that goes into this, but like I said, it's always important to work these glute mediuses. We're going to do 3 sets of 5 here on each side, 5-second holds per rep. So here we're doing a 10-second hold. We're going to sit into this leg, get a little knee bend. And we're not, straightening the leg. We're not opening this where our knee's collapsing. We're keeping this knee right in the outside half of this foot, and we're going to hold this for 10 seconds. This is going to be a burner. I want you to try to keep these shoulders level. We're going to do 3 sets of this as well, but you're going to really feel that big toe gripping the ground here. We're going to count 10 Mississippis. I have no clue because I've been talking, but I know that this definitely burns. A lot of players that are right-handed, you're going to see this right knee want to collapse really quick. Important to improve this because the better our external pattern gets out of this right knee as we come through, the better we're actually going to be able to drive laterally and create space for the club to come through impact. So what you'll find is you're either going to want to tilt this way, so really engage those left obliques, but push out, feel that big toe really gripping the ground. Keep this knee on the outside half of that foot. We're pushing out as hard as we can here. We're going to feel that right glute. Really trying to stabilize this. My arms are going crazy because I'm talking a little too much. Lock in here. There we go. But I can definitely feel that foot really going. I'm going to do another set here. This is such an important move. When we're in the golf swing and we're truly working efficiently, whether it's a golf swing, any rotational sport, we're getting external pattern out of our trail side as we're rotating internally into our hip here. It's really hard to do that correctly and safely if these glute mediuses aren't active, aren't strong. So like I said, I've been getting a lot of questions about knee pain in the golf swing, in tennis and pickleball. There's a lot that goes into it, and without assessing each one of you individually, it's hard for me to know exactly what's going on. But this is one of the main things that you can work on that is definitely not going to be detrimental. It's only going to help you. You're probably going to see some immediate relief for that knee, but if we really want to get into the weeds of it, we want to see swing mechanics, we want to see pressures in your feet at impact in the golf swing. We also want to see how do the quads work, all types of things. There's so many things that go into it. If you know a TPI individual, if you know someone that's a physical therapist that works with rotational athletes, get assessed because there's so many imbalances in your body. If you really want to get down to it, I mean, watching my videos are great. I cover as many topics as I can, as much detail as I can, but finding someone that can assess you one-on-one and truly go, hey, when you go into extension with this leg, you're producing 400 and whatever newtons of power, and on this leg, you're doing 600. So knowing those asymmetries is huge because when you go into a split squat, you might not be able to totally tell what leg is stronger than the other. You might be compensating in some manner that's kind of hiding it too. Obviously, if you're ever in the Ponte Vedra area and you want to come to TPC Sawgrass, come see us and we'll obviously do that for you. So like I said, right there, 3 sets, 10-second holds. We're on to a little tougher move now. Same thing, hammering those glute mediuses. Did with the band there, we're pushing pressure in. We're feeling that foot really grip the ground. So we're gonna put this right on the upper half here, right above our knee, lower part of our quad. We're gonna get in a square stance where we're slightly pushing into the ball, but we're not leaning into it. We never wanna lean into the ball. So we're gonna keep those shoulders level. We're gonna get down in kind of a little bit of an athletic position. We're gonna push against the wall, keep this leg steady. Then we're gonna rotate away from that ball with our T-spine, really open up that chest. We're gonna do 10 rotations. You're gonna feel a ton of tension right here on this left side, or my left side, your lead side. We're gonna push that ball away as hard as we can. I feel that left big toe all the way to my pinky toe really gripping the ground as I push this right ball. Whew. think that was 10, but this is an absolute burner here. So here, same setup. So we're slightly pushing into the ball, we're not leaning. I'm gonna push with my left leg, grip with my right, then I'm rotating. This would be my loading pattern in the golf swing. So important to be able to engage here if we want to transfer energy efficiently through the impact zone and be able to transfer our weight, have good sequencing. You gotta be able to load, gotta be able to coil, feel that core really rotate. Glute, core active, shoulders rotating. Oh, definitely an absolute burner. We're gonna do 3 sets of 10 reps, and then we're on to a little more advanced move. This is gonna be our last move. Like I said, this is gonna be a great routine to throw in before your leg day, before your lifts, before you go play your sport, whatever it may be. This is a great pre-round routine, great to do before you go play pickleball, play tennis, whatever it may be. Great stuff to do before you play. So this is one of my favorite moves. We're gonna add in a little bit of a row with a rotation, but the way this lead leg, the foot is engaged to the ground, and the way that your knee tracks over the foot is so important. So what we don't wanna see is we get into this, we get the weight on this leg, we rotate, and then we just kinda fall, this collapses. What we wanna see is as you rotate over, this knee almost is feeling like it's going that way. You're creating space here. So we're rotating through. It's a mix of a row and a rotation, but you're letting this pull you straight sideways. We're loading that hip. That big toe is staying on the ground. We're not letting that foot roll. We're gonna do 10 reps. We're gonna feel a lot of glute medius here. Woo! Losing it a little bit. I don't know how many reps I've done. But good. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do 3 sets of 10. That's the last move I want you to really throw in. You'll notice we need to do a lot of mobility work for that hip. And that's on purpose. A lot of times, the mobility will get better the more the right muscle actually fires. A lot of times, limitations in mobility are due to the wrong muscle even firing. So, most of the time it's due to compensations, right? So, I have a lot of guys that go, oh, my hips always feel tight, my hips always feel tight, and we do an assessment on them and we're like, well, you don't use your glutes, you don't use your glute medius, your hips are tight because your hip flexor dominant, your quad dominant, got no posterior strength, no hinge. So, do this. If you feel like you're someone that always has tight hips, do this routine. Let me know how you feel a week in, 2 weeks in, whatever it may be, but I promise you'll see a difference pretty quickly, rather quickly. I've had very good success running through those exercises with people. A lot of success with them seeing like efficiencies pop up in their golf swing. If they have access to a swing catalyst, we almost always see their sequencing get better, their stability get better, their tracings with their feet get better. If we don't practice good footwork and good tension with the ground, we're not gonna get better at it, right? So it's not just gonna magically happen. You need to practice it, you need to work on it. These pros are working on it, I can promise you that. I'm gonna try and get quite a few videos out this month. I got all my tour players pretty much on the road, so I should have some time to get some videos out. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Like I always say, leave any questions in the comments. I'll do my best to get around to them. If you have any requests for new videos or topics you want me to cover, I'm open to it. If I've already covered it, I'll definitely link it for you so you can find it a little easier. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you haven't liked and subscribed, I'd appreciate it if you do. If not, I hope you tune in to the next video. Have a good one.